Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. This is the Pumi M channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do go down below and subscribe. And without any further ado, let's get right into the video.
Staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong.
So today's topic is how to deal with self-sabotage. I will be giving you guys 7 factors that contribute to self-sabotage, and then later on I will give you guys ways to deal with these factors when they occur. Now the first factor would have to be mental block. Under mental block, you might have procrastination. Procrastination, which is birthed by fear of the unknown, fear of not knowing if what you're doing will be a success or not. So we will tend to procrastinate because of such fears. And then the second point would have to be negative thoughts, having cognitive decency, which basically means in your head you tell yourself that this thing is not going to happen or it's not going to be a success, whereas in the real world or in the outside it has already happened and it's probably already a success. But because you are filled with negative thoughts, you will have contradictory thoughts on whatever that you want to do. The second factor of a self-sabotage would have to be lack of self-confidence. Now, when you lack confidence, you obviously have negative talks to yourself, or you have a low self-esteem, and that might be because you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe yourself. So it is very important to have self-confidence. Another factor, which is point number 3 or factor number 3, is laziness. Laziness is a self-sabotage because instead of being productive, you will laze around and do absolutely nothing. So I put that down as a self-sabotage. Another point would have to be creating distractions. Now, we are very good in creating distractions. And one of the distractions that we sometimes create is going on social media. Instead of doing something that's important, you will go on social media and look up things that are not important. So now there's nothing wrong with social media, especially those who are content creators and are always creating content or using social media. But if you're supposed to be doing something else that's important, probably office work or schoolwork, and you're not doing that and you're going on social media, then that is you creating a distraction. Another self-sabotage is creating unrealistic goals. For starters, even for me, I find that if I create unrealistic goals, I end up not achieving any of those goals. Even in your daily goals, create realistic goals. Take consideration the time that you have during the day, traveling time, resting time, and create realistic goals that you can achieve and you can actually do and finish. Because when you create unrealistic goals, I find that you end up actually not even doing any of those goals and you end up postponing and postponing and postponing. So set realistic goals. Another self-sabotage is starting something and not finishing it. Now, I would regard this as self-sabotage because when you start something and you don't finish it, you end up not achieving anything. You have nothing to show of what you've done and success, because everything or most of the things that you start, you end up not finishing it. So do not start something and not finish it, because that is a self-sabotage. And then last thing would have to be comfort. Sometimes comfort is good, but sometimes comfort is bad, because as people, we love comfort. We love being at a comfortable space. We love being in a comfortable zone. And so, but then that can also be a self-sabotage, because when you're comfortable, you don't push yourself to do better. You don't push yourself to the extreme. You don't push yourself to do more than what you've done, because you're so comfortable at the level that you're at. So this is why I say at some point, comfort can be a self-sabotage. So in some point, you have to be uncomfortable being at a certain comfort zone, whether it's school, whether it's work, anything. Just strive and do more. And so the inspirational quote that I have for you guys is taken from Maya Angelou, and it reads, "The real difficulty is to overcome how you think about yourself." I hope that is some food of thought for you guys. And so moving right along, I will now be giving you guys tips on how to deal with self-sabotage. Tip number one would have to be, you have to be aware or recognize the factor of the self-sabotage when it happens. Find out the real truth as to what is triggering that factor. Tip number two would have to be managing your fears. As I told you, that procrastination is birthed by fear. So when you manage your fears, you will be able to manage anything that is a form of a procrastination which causes self-sabotage. Next point I have for you guys is to don't give up, keep going. However many times that you may fall, however many times that you may fail at something, or however many times you may hit a stumbling block, just keep going and don't give up. And then another point would have to be create an auto response. Now there are many ways of how you can go about this, but one of the ways is that perhaps you can write down your fears, or write down the distractions that or bad habits that you do when you are avoiding to do something that's important. And that way, when you have them down, you will kind of be reminded every single time when you do them, and you will recognize them and be aware, and that might help you to avoid doing those distractions or bad habits. Another point that I have for you guys would be know your self-worth. When you know your self-worth, you will not lack self-confidence. And then another point would have to be being your own encouraging voice in your head. When you encourage yourself and you fill yourself up with positive thoughts, you won't have time to be dwelling on any negative thoughts or any negative self-talk whatsoever. So be the encouraging voice in your mind. Last but not least, have morning affirmations, have morning declarations. Each day, have a declaration that you can meditate upon. Have an affirmation that you can meditate upon throughout the day. This will help you have a positive day and have your day just be filled with a positive energy instead of dwelling in all the negativity that is around you. So we have come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that the tips I gave you today will be helpful to someone out there. If you have not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. Take a moment right now, press that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that every single time I upload a video, you will get a notification. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and do not forget to like, comment, and share the video with your friends, your family, your cats, your dogs, with whoever, with whatever. Just share the video and it might be helpful to someone out there. Until next week, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.